Hello everyone, welcome to PSIR 300 Plus channel. This is me Sayyid Shujatullah, your educator. Okay, today we'll be talking about a very notorious country which has been on and off a good friend of us and also sometimes is behaving like a true enemy to us. We are still able to decode the color of that particular country, that how it's going to impact our interest and national security in this particular region. So we are talking about that country which want to have autonomistic view of the world, which actually want to far flunge their wings in the Asia and Southeast nations, and which has been very lot of time has been very vocal and has criticized the government of India and its leadership. So we are talking about none other than here a very new found enemy for us. Okay, you can say at this point of time that is Turkey. Okay, so why we are discussing this? This is a very important question because generally what happens is in our country we are having lot of embassies are there. Means the other countries to govern the affairs of their countries, for the citizens of this particular countries, or to have a very good streamlined communication between the two countries. So generally what happens, embassies means government diplomatic relations has been established in other countries. So basically, generally, what happens? We are having Iran embassy, we are having US embassy, we are having Turkey embassy, we are having Dubai embassy, we are having many of the embassies. So whenever their national days will be there, no, our prime minister or president will go to that particular embassy and will congratulate them. That is a ritual that we have. But this time, what happened is from the government side, not I'm not talking about the Prime Minister Modi ji. I'm saying that from the government side itself, none of them has participated in Turkey's National Day 2 days ago, and Turkey embassy in Delhi has held all the celebration, okay, itself by own itself without any representation of the host country. So just imagine a point here that if you are very good with your friend, definitely you'll go and attend the birthday celebrations or not. Yes, if you're not attending, means there's some kind of cold war or whatever the war is there, right? The same thing, in order to make Turkey understand that was this is not going to work out, you are doing too much, so we have to respond to it. So what we have done by keeping ourselves absent from this Turkey's National Day celebrations in the Turkey embassy of our country in Delhi, which is located. Okay, so we have sent a message to the Miss this Turkey, Mr. President Erdogan, sir, you have to come to the terms which is very beneficial to both of us. That is what we are trying to envisage here. So let us now talk about the relationship between India and Turkey, and we'll also talk about how Turkey has criticized India on various platforms and what is government of India's strategy with regard to managing these diplomatic relations, and what are the obstacles that we are having in doing so. Before going into the discussion, I'd like to tell all of you that there is a very wonderful course of PSIR optional that have started, and a lot of students have joined me. You can be a part of it. So you will be getting live classes, real life classes, just to make you understand that I don't want to give recorded. I don't want you to learn from recorded classes. So whatever the topics that you have mixed, I will synchronize, I will align the topics, the missed topics of many of the students, and let us have a real life class so that it is more engaging. I guess this is clear. One-to-one evaluation of each and every question that you write or the paper you write. GS2 is anyhow very complimentary covered here. Okay, no need to worry about it. Complete handout material for every topic will be given to you along with the model question and answers. Current affairs integration is anyhow there. Okay, for the prelims point of view, you need to have current affairs. All that current affairs compilation of very high scoring topics I'll be giving you. Okay, more details you can contact to this particular number and connect to me through WhatsApp or by call. Okay, for women, little bit decreased prices there because let us empower them. For the general category, women who can pay can be here also, right? Okay, so let us now talk about, I'll not give you the deep historical relations of the Turkey and India. I'll just try to give you a very brief history, very brief history, and let us actually have a lot of focus with the present relations and how we are going to manage this. Okay, right. So India, Turkey, if you see here, you can see very properly. There are historical connections are there between India and Turkey. Very well said and done. Why? Because in 1948 only diplomatic relationship has been established. Means we have exchange our ambassadors. We have got our ambassadors in each other countries. So very good relations, no problem at all. And more so ever, these relations are anyhow very good till 2000 before 2020, before the COVID has hit. Why? Because Prime Minister Modi ji has attended, went to Turkey, okay, and for the G20 summit, and he was well received by the Mr. Erdogan, the Turkey president. Then President Erdogan has also paid a visit to New Delhi, that is to India, in the year 2017. So you can say that by before 2020, that is the pre-COVID period, Turkey and India are always on the very better terms. I hope this is clear to you. Let us go ahead. Now, Turkey has got a new strategy. We are not like, we don't want a country, we don't want to restrict a country with regard to their foreign affairs. We believe in sovereignty. We do the same thing. We also want other countries to also do the same thing. But the problem here is, I'll come to that in a bit. Turkey has got a new policy which is called as Asia NU initiative. They have launched in the year 2019. Nothing but to reprioritize its security over trade in South Asia policy. So basically, it is going towards what? South Asia. This is South Asia, and they will meet to Bangladesh, they will meet to Sri Lanka, they will meet to Maldives, they'll go these countries, Indonesia, etc. So and so forth. Turkey is here, okay, going to here, right? So they have got a new Asia policy under which they are wanting to increase their security and also trade. We are very happy with it. We don't want any country to align with one country or a group of countries. We are very happy that every country should progress. Every country should have their own bilateral ties. So we are not restricting Turkey, or we are not condemning it. Why we are doing that? We'll come to that in a bit. Turkey's Asia's relations, okay, has been rising, okay, over the past 10 decades, over the past 10 years, nothing but over a decade. It has been there in their Turkey's official external affairs ministry only, and they have said that Turkey is having fifth largest diplomatic network globally with regard to South Asia. Turkey is represented by 54 diplomatic and consular missions in countries under the Asia NU initiative, including 10 ASEAN countries also. So they are getting deepening ties are nothing but, you have an embassy, then you have trade relations, then you have technological relations, then you have what, a diaspora, like we can go there, they can come here, scholarships, etc. These are called as what, deepening ties. And more deepening ties will come when you forge even collaborative research, collaborative defense manufacturing, collaborative space. That becomes more. So any kind of collaborations, it literally means that you are want to having very deepening relations. Okay, so if you see Turkey, it is going to have, it is forging deepening relations with all the South Asian nations, and also what, Southeast Asian also. So the Asia A initiative aims at capitalizing on the potential opportunities of cooperation with Asian countries commensurate with evolving circumstances in need. You can see that every country, whether it is Iran, whether it is Israel, whether it is what I say is that African countries or Gulf countries, they are going more towards what, Asia. Why? Because they are now not able to trust the US-led NATO and the developed nations group, because they are feeling insecure, because you know that Israel has attacked even Qatar. So they are feeling very insecure with regard to the safety of the people, safety of the state itself, safety of their government itself. So that's the reason they don't want to depend heavily on what West. So they are forging relations towards what, East. Okay, so till now we have learned India and Turkey is having very good bilateral relations. There is no problem in here. Okay, clear. Then we are having Asia NU initiative 2019, which is of Turkey's initiative, Turkey's foreign policy. Just like India is having East Asia policy, West Asia policy, okay, look, East Asia policy, all that policies as we are having, they also have their own initiative. Now Turkey, why the problem with regard to Turkey is happening? Why it is considered to be a new found a hostile country for us? Why? Because we are very happy with the Turkey go and make foreign relations even with the people who are in the Mars or on the moon. We are not concerned about it. But the problem here, why we are concerned, means you generally poke in the internal matters of our country. That is what we really don't like. Okay, Mr. President. Turkish government claimed that they have sent cargo planes and also military supplies to the Pakistan, okay, in the Operation Sindoor. Turkey, after the Indian military action, has condemned the India only that why did you launch Operation Sindoor? Everyone knows that who is sponsoring terrorism in the India, but still people come and ask and say that India, you should not have done the war, you should not have done the Operation Sindoor. So why, if you don't know, it's our internal matter, it's our internal policy, it's our internal decisions. Who are you to tell us and who are you to judge us, right or wrong? Okay, no other country except Azerbaijan and Turkey has directly condemned the India's attack on Pakistan. Means they were very unhappy with regard to what India has done. Okay, in Operation Sindoor. So this is the first help given to the Pakistan. This is a condemnation of what India. The third one is Turkey's offer to India was equally important. Always Turkey says that Jammu and Kashmir is not an integral part of India. Turkey has its complete stand, and it always says that both the countries like India and Pakistan should sit together and they will offer a mediation. It seems, sir, yeah, we don't want your mediations. We are having so much intellect. We are actually governing half of the world economy. That much of intellect we are having. So why do you want to mediate? We can do all by ourselves. But you can see that their mindset is very simple, that they don't recognize Jammu and Kashmir as an integral part of them. Okay, right. Then also when the um, uh, Organization of Islamic Countries are there, which was founded in the year 1969. It has almost around 57 members are there, no, right? On this, from these platforms also, Mr. President, Mr. Erdogan has also criticized India when India has repealed Article 370. When the Article 370, which gives a special status to the Jammu and Kashmir with and separated from the rest part of the country, this article has been removed, and Turkey has criticized India on this particular issue in OIC, Organization of Islamic Country. Not only that, OIC has also recently has also given a statement in which it has been properly said that human Muslim marginalization is going on in India. So in that also, Mr. Erdogan is a part of it. So you can see that from OIC platform also, from director, from the external ministry also. Turkey is keeping a very hostile stance against India. So why do we need to bear Turkey with regard to whatever they are doing? So let us give them befitting reply. Now the Pakistan problem is Pakistan is very vulnerable, dependent on Chinese defenses. So it has only option if the West abandon Pakistan, they have to go to Chinese. Turkey-Pakistan policy may not be India-centric. So Turkey is not doing all of this expansion, keeping India-centric, but both the countries need each other because they have very few allies. They have very few because all of them are like Western European countries. All of them are Christian. Turkey is the only the Muslim country there, so they can abandon. NATO can abandon Turkey anytime because NATO under NATO Turkey is a part of it. Many people also demand that Turkey को NATO से निकालो, right? In 2022, Turkey and Pakistan also supported Azerbaijan in Nagorno-Karabakh war. Armenia defeated in that and isolated, and Armenia rushed to India for crucial defense supplies, including India's defense system Akash. So you can understand that Azerbaijan and Turkey are hostile to us, whereas Armenia, Cyprus are very cordial to India. So these two countries are across the bordering countries of this Turkey and Azerbaijan. That is the reason India should deepen its ties with these countries in order to keep a check with regard to what they are doing or what they are planning against India. So that is the most important geopolitical step that we have taken. First of all, India has shown the dissent. Okay, whatever the Turkey is doing, India has shown the dissent in the form of that India has skipped the Turkey's National Day celebrations, which was held 2 days back. Okay, now India's strategy on Turkey is one to one. We don't want any other country to be involved, so we are very clear about it. हम आपसे directly लड़ेंगे. Okay, not just Armenia. If you see that India is forging very deepening relationship with Iran, Greece, Cyprus, UAE also, and Israel, seeking close defense and strategic relations. Many in Delhi also says that this is a reaction to Turkey's defense relations with Pakistan, Bangladesh and Maldives. So Turkey can come here. So can't we go there, being the fourth or fifth largest economy that we are? So we are making sure that Turkey, Mr. Turkey, we are not going to just be numb because you can flex with the NATO, but we are very well having very good relationship with regard to many other countries. So we are actually forging relationship with them. Okay, to keep an eye on what Turkey. Cyprus is one of the important contentious country, just like Pakistan says that not Pakistan, China says that Arunachal Pradesh is mine, China says that Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh is mine. In the same way, Turkey also claims some part of what Cyprus country. Okay, but India supports Cyprus here. Okay, understand my point here. What India is doing? India is doing against Turkey and showing that, okay, boss, this is not going to happen. We will also do what you can do for us. Cypriot Foreign Ministry Minister Combos has arrived in New Delhi on his first official visit recently, 2 days back only, and India and Turkey, India and Cyprus are actually reviewing a plan called as Cyprus Action Plan of 2025 to 2029 and advancing the comprehensive partnership between two countries. Obviously, under this partnership, we will be having trade relations, means what to export, what not to export. Investment will be there. FDI, FII will be open to both the countries. Multilateral forums will try to be in the sync. Okay. Cancelled aviation license to Turkey company. This is the second important. First of all, we are going for what? This is the important one. We are going and forging relationship with the countries which are foe to what? Which are not good to Turkey. So we are making relations with them. Second one, we are giving full-fledged support to the Cyprus. Some part of it which is claimed by Turkey to make Turkey to understand that we can do so. Third one is India has cancelled the civil aviation license of one of the very important Turkey companies. So the three steps we have taken. Now the problem here is, okay, main problem here is recently if you see Mr. Modi is not attending any of the bilateral multilateral forums like SARC, BRICS is not attending many of the forums. So these forums has now become what? Obsolete. Instead of Modi ji representing that, many of the time our foreign external affairs minister like ASEAN में भी फिर जयशंकर सर गए, फिर recently क्या हुआ ब्रिक्स की वर्चुअल समिट है वो अटेंड नहीं करे हैं. So many of the time what is happening is India's the prime leader is missing many of the multilateral forums. Okay, and that is the reason Turkey is like we cannot put much pressure on the countries like this if we are not very strong in our own bloc. So that was a major issue with Modi at this point of time. But the conclusion is very simple, my dear students. India's approach reflects calibrated diplomacy. Means we are calculating and taking the diplomacy. We are not directly attacking Turkey, but what we are doing is we are taking a calibrative diplomacy, choosing quiet but firm measure to convey our dissatisfaction rather than public confrontation. Skipping the Turkish National Day therefore fits into a pattern of silent signaling that India has used with other countries whose position it finds objectionable. So whenever any countries, very good country of us, try to muzzle itself against India, will try to take some important measures which are very soft but which actually gives a decent note to the other country, making them to fall in line and protecting the India's interest. I hope this is all clear to you. Do join my classes. You will have a definite change when you're done with it. Take care. Have a nice day. I'll come with more current affairs and updates. Have a good day.